Now, Agatha, I'll be straight up. Agatha, I ended up enjoying it. It didn't start out great. It had a little bit of a shaky, not middle, but episode 4 was lame. But then, and even 5 was okay, but 6 onwards, the rest of the show was actually really good. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing like how they spin off things from that because apparently, I was reading that Jen, the potion witch,
Mm,
she's related in the comics. She's related to Johnny Blaze, who's a ghostwriter. So there's like a rumor that she'll show back up in something related to
oh,
him. So like her being the only one that survived, which is crazy. That was like on purpose apparently, and so I was like,
oh,
okay, that's
okay.
cool. So there's like other little sprinkles of Easter eggs that they got in there, and that was one of them. So we'll see. But again, like episodes 1 and 2 could have been one episode. I wasn't really on board. Episode 3 I thought was great because you got to see little tidbits of everybody's backstory a little bit, even though you start to figure out certain people's backstory was altered or fabricated in different ways. And then I think episode 8, no, which one was the one that had the montage of her doing the song with everybody? Was that the last episode? Was that episode 9? I think that was episode
The
9
song.
when you saw the background of her
Oh,
with her
how the song
son
started.
and how the
Yeah,
song
yeah, that
started.
was the last
I don't want to give
episode.
spoilers, but uh, that was really good. I actually really enjoyed that because it was like, oh, like this is not what we thought. Like we were being
No.
told something, we were being shown something that wasn't what we really thought. I don't want to say it wasn't real, but it just wasn't what we thought.
Well, I think
Um,
that's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like I know about witchcraft and all the things,
yeah.
right? But I feel like that's the nature of the witches in this kind of series, right?
Mhm.
There's an illusion, obviously, that a gift that he gets from his mom.
Right.
That we find out later that's happening. Sorry, spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
alert.
Whoops. Um,
It is good. I would say if I were to tell somebody, I'm trying to think though. If I'm watching the show now, I want to see them on the road. Honestly, if you just want to see them on the road, I would start at episode 3.
no,
I
I
think you
think
do need
it
to
would
watch
be.
episode 2 at least, like the end of 1 and then 2.
Why not just watch the whole thing?
Oh, the first episode
It's only
sucks.
9 episodes.
I know, and I didn't care about anybody until episode 5.
It's the backstory that you need because episode one shows you what happened.
But then you revisit that in
You
episode
do
5.
revisit it, but
That's what I was saying. Maybe if you watch the end of episode 1 and then you go 2 onwards. I think you'd be.
yeah.
There's not much in episode 1 that you have to.
Okay.
I guess. No, I guess.
Are you all watching Agatha
Maybe.
all along, or
No,
are you
a lot of them
tracking?
aren't. A lot of them aren't.
Okay. Well, next.
Unless anything's changed, a lot of them are. It's like most of it, and I fell off with watching it week to week, honestly, because I was like, that was more of a show. It's good bingeable.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
feel like they could have just put the whole show out and it would have been fine, but they want that week to week kind of consistency. Even though they did the first 2 episodes at the same night and the last 2 episodes the same night, which that was
Yeah.
different.
I
Um,
think you know why they were trying to get episodes out at the end
by
before,
Halloween,
yeah,
yeah, because
before
it hit just
Halloween,
before.
and all obviously, they didn't want anything to drag into this election week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
then
yeah.
you're competing for this news and all
Yeah.
that. So
Even though I think it's better to watch it in a bingeable way, if the way episode 8 ended, I was like, man, it would have been good to kind of like sit on that for a week. That was the only time where I was like, this feels like WandaVision. Because
yeah,
every WandaVision episode, even the ones that I didn't really care for that were slower, it still ended in a way where it's like, oh crap, what's that? Or what does this mean? Or what's gonna happen next week? Episode 8 is the in Agatha All Along is the only episode in the show where it has that feeling. All the other episodes would end, and I was just kind of like, I guess I'll watch it next week. Like this aspect was cool, but I guess we'll see what happens next week. I wasn't like wondering and thinking about it the whole week and like, oh, what does this mean? What's gonna happen next? But episode 8 did that, and I was like, that was really cool.
yeah.
Um, and then right away you could watch the next episode, which was, I think was fine. But and I get it too. Like they don't want to compete with what's going on right now. But it would have been cool. I would have understood if, like, hey, now you got a whole week to kind of see what's going on here.
Yeah, I agree with the grade, and that I would never suggest someone skip over an episode of a TV series that's cumulative, right? It's building on itself,
Yeah,
and that's one of those, like, you have to watch them all to really get the understanding of like what's actually happening.
yeah.
You just like to skip around.
I mean, I don't like to waste time,
Yeah, Mike's
and
like,
that's
you
I,
watch it. Mike's like, you watch it, and then give me the synopsis, and that's how I watch the next episode because I think this one might be boring.
no, like I think it's because three was really good. Like three was good.
Mm-hmm.
Has a cool, like a cool ending. I was like, oh man. And then four comes and it's just like, what are we even doing now? Like it dragged. But then there's important moments in that episode that feed into the future episodes. Like everything does feed into it, but they could have changed up four a little bit. I think five was that the one with when you find out who Teen is that the one? I think that was the one because not I don't think that was six unless that was six. Maybe it was six.
Let me just
No. Five is the one where he kind of reveals himself, and then six is when you get the backstory on him. That's what it was. Because then seven is yeah. So six was actually really good. Six is a really good one because you get more backstory on Teen. I don't want to give it away. All I'll say is when I've been saying I know who he is, I know who Aubrey Plaza's character was going to be. I was right on both. But yeah, three was good. Five, the end reveal was good. The episode was okay. Six was great. And then seven, eight, and nine are pretty good. But I think nine might be the best episode of the series for me. I mean, it's the finale episode, but like you go into it like I want to see what happens next. Like let's do another season. Now I'm actually invested now. Like I think seven was the one when was it Lilia?
Yeah,
I think that was her episode.
Oh,
that was a really good episode. You just giving everything away.
I'm so sorry.
I gotta put tape over her mouth. I'm sorry.
Just mute me, okay? You can fix all this.
But that was like she was one of the only characters I actually heard Agatha, and then I wanted to see what was going on more with the Aubrey Plaza or Rio Agatha relationship. Even though they give tidbits, but they end up not really show like how do they meet. They never show like that how that happens.
No, yeah.
They just talked about tidbits here and there.
In the last episode, they show that she clearly knew her.
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Yeah, already.
Yeah.
When she first when we first see her come to her,
right.
The earliest kind of interaction that they have that they're showing us, but
yeah.
she already knew her.
Yeah. So they play on little things that maybe they could build on in the second season. But that was the only question I had of like
not, because
there
was a clear relationship that they had.
For sure.
So it seems like it was before that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
So yeah. Like I don't really care that they don't. I feel like they don't need to delve into it. Like we get the gist of what was happening.
I'm just wondering how. Well, again, I don't want to give anything away. If that was a change, because I don't remember that. I'm not 100% in the comics. If her character is a witch, I feel like that was kind of like a adaptation that they kind of took on in this sense. But I don't know. She's a green witch, but it's all good.
Cameos.
Oh, if there's one, but it's not fun. From WandaVision.
Whisper in my ear.
It's.
Who was that?
Remember when they went to the parking lot and Teen and his boyfriend were getting information from that guy?
Oh, he was.
He was in WandaVision.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, yeah, there's one, but it's not.
He's unrecognizable, really.
Kind of. It's just not necessarily fun. Like it's it's cheeky in the show and all that kind of stuff, but it's not like them. None of that happens in this show. There's none of that. It's actually like from a story perspective, it's straight. It's not trying to necessarily build towards the next thing in certain ways. Like again, there's certain little tidbits they'll show, and it's this something from this, or this person's going to show up later, I'm sure. but it's not doing like the Age of Ultron type.
No.
We're setting up all these future stories type thing. It's contained to what it's trying to tell, and it does do that. I think it did it pretty well. Um, I don't know if I would say, because I've been seeing stuff like Forbes put out something like give Jack Schaefer, who's I guess she directed some of the episodes and she was a showrunner, give Jack Schaefer the keys to Marvel to MCU television. Da 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 da. And I'm like, it's not that good. It's good. It gets good, but it's shaky, and it's not like, oh, we need her to handle everything. No, it's I wouldn't say that at all. Um, it's a fun show. Does it delve into the witchcraft side or supernatural side of the MCU? Yes. I still want more because like, that's why I want Blade. That's why I want Black Knight, like all that kind of stuff. And eventually we'll get that, but it's not it's not like the greatest thing even since WandaVision. Like I think Moon Knight was to me was a little bit more fun seeing that side of the supernatural, which was really cool. Um, Loki obviously is that's still my favorite of the MCU shows currently, season one and season two. So there's so many other shows that are like much better, but I still don't feel like I've seen anything where I was like, ooh, like this person should handle Marvel TV moving forward. They should have it, you know. I don't think that that's the case here either. But again, if you haven't watched it, I get it. It is not for everybody, but I do feel like it turns more into a Marvel show you'd expect around episode 5, 6 ish. That's when it starts to feel like, oh yeah, this is Marvel. I think the earlier ones were kind of like doing its own thing, and it felt a little bit more fresh, even though I didn't like it all. Um, and it leaned heavily into the oh, it's a different type of show every house and trial they go through, like it tried to do that a little bit, um but as it goes in it does turn into, oh yeah, this is a Marvel show, so we gotta have some of our normal uh normal story beats and character moments. um Also, is it the gayest Marvel show ever? It probably will be for a while. I mean, but it wasn't anything where it was like, oh my god, they're just overdoing it. It was fine. I know they were really pushing it that way of like it's the gayest Marvel show. It's just gonna be a gay explosion in the end. It wasn't. It's just a kiss. I think episode 6 has a kiss between Teen and his boyfriend, and then there's a kiss in the finale with two other different characters. Overall tame. I was just like, whatever. Still done almost in a way. Well, no, I've said this. Most things when it comes to like the gay representation in Disney shows, at least with Marvel, they're always almost done in a way where like it's easy to edit it out for other countries that like don't play with that stuff.
Yeah.
The way that the kiss happens in episode 9, though, you have to almost like completely reshoot, have a different version of that scene for that to even work because of how it happens from the kiss. Is like
Yeah.
you'd have to change that completely for other countries. They're like, no, we'll ban you for for having this in there. So yeah, I don't know. Ha, gay. Was that Community? Oh my god. But yeah, no. Again, I did end up enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it. I'm actually excited for what could come next from this and what they've kind of sprinkled in there. Uh, but again, it is not for everybody, but
No.
it does have its moments where it is a pretty good Marvel show. So I'll give them that.